One of my friends was one of the first people to respond, and he's covered in blood, and I see the look in his eyes, and I'm like, this isn't the guy I knew 10 minutes ago. Just by the look in his face, I've never been able to get that image out of my head. Things just took a turn for me.
Hi.
Jem is incredible. We're going through training and she makes everything look like we've been doing this forever. We're a team, and it feels really good to feel like a part of that. To know that it came out of the kindness of other people's hearts. I'm extremely thankful for all the people who have been involved in the process of raising Jem, the puppy raisers, the trainers who taught her all the things that they've done, and the people who've donated to the organization. I feel like this is where it all turns. Not instantly better, but the potential for amazing is there.
Canine Companions is a national nonprofit, and our mission is to provide highly trained service dogs for people with disabilities, including children, adults, and veterans. Here in the Southwest region, we place between 60 and 70 service dog teams per year.
Yes. Good job. Canine Companions changes lives for the better. They changed mine. Just having a service dog, without it, I'm a little bit lost, I feel. But I know that they're there to help. I think we can get through anything. Good boy. The bonding experience is different with every single dog I've had, but once the bond is there, it's can't be broken.
One of the most rewarding things is when you have a dog on your string and you can see that they are trying their hardest and they're doing their best to understand the concepts that we're teaching them. And that moment the light bulb goes off and you see that they got it and they look you in the eye and you guys have this just connection and you know that you have achieved something great. The dogs are given to our clients free of charge. This provides not only the team training experience from when the dogs are a puppy, but also throughout the life of the match. That's why it's so important that we receive grants and funding from organizations such as Harris, and we are tremendously thankful for that.
This organization is amazing. What the dogs can do and how they can change your life is just amazing.
They can't hear me here in the room, everyone is telling me. I know. All right, is this? We will get. No. All right, they're saying you can kind of hear me, so I'll speak as loudly as I can. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Heritage Society and Donor Appreciation event. What an incredible turnout we have, and it is wonderful to be able to gather together here at our Oceanside Training Center with our in-person attendees. And if you didn't already know, we welcome our virtual audience. We have over 200 people joining us virtually from all across the Southwest region. For those of you joining us online, you can use the chat feature throughout the program, which we will be monitoring. We are very glad you have all joined us tonight to give us the opportunity to thank you in person and to give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Canine Companions. We hope this gathering is another way to give you an insider's view of Canine Companions, because as donors, volunteers, and friends, you are what makes it possible for us to fulfill our mission of providing service dogs to people with disabilities free of charge. For those of you who don't know me, I am Marcelle Millette, and I'm the Executive Director here in the Southwest region. I joined the organization last July, and I am so happy that I did. I immediately fell in love with our mission right away, and I'm so honored to be here tonight with so many of our loyal supporters and friends. Before we get started, I'd like to give a few thank yous to some people who are here tonight. First, I'd like to thank members of our Heritage Society, both in person and virtually. For those that are here in person, will members of our Heritage Society please stand to be recognized? Don't be shy. Thank you. Thank you so much for ensuring that our mission will continue well into the future. For those of you who are not familiar with the Heritage Society members have included Canine Companions in their estate plans, and we are incredibly grateful for your legacy of support. Heritage Society members receive a number of benefits throughout the year, including recognition in our annual report, an annual puppy calendar that we all love, a commemorative pin, and invitations to special events like this one here tonight. If you're considering naming Canine Companions in your estate plans, please let us know so we can thank you and include you in our Heritage Society. We also have several other generous donors here tonight. Thank you for investing in our mission. I'd like to thank members of the Southwest Regional Board who are present here tonight. Cheryl Ishizaki, our board president. Sandra Thiederman, and Leslie Hennessy, who is also a member of the National Board. I'd also like to recognize Barbara Barrow, our National Vice President of Philanthropy, who has also joined us this evening. And in case you haven't noticed, there are a few dogs here. Thank you to our two graduate teams who will share their stories with us a little bit later. Lynn with service dog Catherine, and Cynthia and Leo and his skilled companions Portia. We also have a few other graduate teams here with us tonight, and thank you so much for being here. And lastly, thank you to the puppy raisers who brought their adorable puppies, over here in the corner is one, to share with the rest of us. So just a quick refresher about Canine Companions, just to put it all into context. We are a national organization based in Santa Rosa, California, divided up into 6 regions across the country, each with a training center for our service dogs. The Southwest region, which operates out of our campus here in Oceanside, is comprised of 7 states. We currently have a total of 375 active graduate teams in the Southwest region. Last year, we placed an impressive 67 new teams throughout the Southwest. And this year, we have a regional goal of placing at least 60 service dogs, and so far, we are on track to exceed that goal. As of today, we have matched 56 dogs in 2022. We have gone back to doing our matches quarterly, moving people from our candidate pool to an intensive 2-week on-campus team training course where we match the person with the dog whose skills best meet their specific needs. We recently held our 4th team training of the year a couple weeks ago, and we also held a hearing dog team training back in June. And next month, we will hold another hearing dog team training, and we will match 6 hearing dogs in that class, and we are so proud of that. And getting ready are 196 puppies, many of whom are here tonight, between the ages of 8 weeks and 18 months currently being raised in our region. These puppies are raised by our selfless volunteer puppy raisers. We have an entire army of volunteers. In fact, we have almost 1,000 volunteers in our region alone, including those who do other important work to support our organization other than raise a puppy. We truly could not do what we do without our volunteers. And the other very important ingredient is your financial support. Because we don't receive any government funding or medical insurance reimbursements, all of our revenue comes from your giving. And that giving allows us to provide these amazing service dogs at no cost to the people who need their services. Thank you so much for your generosity, and thank you for believing as strongly as you do in our mission. Your giving makes a huge difference in the lives of people who receive a canine companion, as well as in the lives of their families, their friends, their colleagues, and their community. We feel lucky to be able to do the work that we do, and we are so lucky to have you as part of our Canine Companions family. Thank you so much. Now, let's get on with our program. I'd like to introduce Chuck Dickinson, our Southwest Region Training Manager. Chuck and a few of our talented instructors are here to provide us with a golden ticket behind the scenes looking at professional training. Please welcome Chuck Dickinson.
Thank you, Marcel. How is everyone doing this evening? Yes? How about you at home? Are you all doing well? Yeah. All right, my name is Chuck Dickinson, and I am the training manager here at the Southwest region, and I am glad you all are able to join us this evening for a unique, interactive demo that we're going to give for you. Is there any Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka fans in the house? Yeah, you all remember that, right? Well, just like the movie, today you are all golden ticket holders, and you get to see a special behind-the-scenes sneak peek of just how Canine Companions trains these spectacular service dogs. Imagine, if you will, we're strolling through the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, but instead of looking for that everlasting gobstopper, we are looking for the secret to the Canine Companions training. Today, you will see a glimpse, a small glimpse, because we're limited on time. And you might even get the chance to actively participate in a demo with the dogs. Ooh. So I am looking for 4 volunteers. Can I see some hands? with the volunteering, remind you that you might get fur and maybe a lot of slobber, okay? So Lauren's gonna hand out a golden ticket and a bait bag. If you could go ahead and fit that bait bag around your waist, and we will call you up one at a time with your golden ticket, okay? So just to be on cue, number 1 is gonna go first, 2 will be second, 3 will be third, and 4 will be fourth. Thank you, Lauren, for handing those out. So, while we're doing this, we all need to practice to help everybody here with training. At Canine Companions, we use a marker word that tells the dog that they did something correct. And then we give them a kibble. That marker word is the word yes. And we say it just like that, nice and crisp. Can you all help me out with that? On the count of 3, we're going to say yes. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Good. All right, we're going to do it one more time. Folks at home, be sure you're joining us, okay? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh my goodness, we got a house full of dog trainers in here. This is amazing. Okay, so that's just the first part. The second part is we need to mark that with a behavior so the dog knows what they were doing right. We're going to pretend the behavior is me touching my nose. So when I touch my nose, what are you going to say? Yes. Exactly. Are we ready? Yes. Yes. Beautiful timing. All right, one more time for everyone, okay? Yes. Good job. Guys, I think they're ready. They're ready. Okay, so our first stop is going to be with Amy S. And Amy S. is going to demo just how we get that attention and how we transfer that to our students during the first days of team training. Number 1, be ready and on deck.
All right, so obviously Kate just came out here and put a few toys out on in the middle of the room here. Those are distractions for most dogs, right? So I'm going to take a little stroll around the room with my dog, and if he happens to look at me instead of those distractions, I'm going to mark it with that. Yes. And then I'm going to give him a kibble. Timing is really important here. I need to make sure I get that yes in before I reach for that kibble, okay? Ready, Kobe? Let's go. Good job, Kobe. What do you think, bud? Nice. Ready? Kobe. Yes, good boy. So he ignored that toy on the ground. Kobe. Kobe. Yes, good boy. Nice job, buddy. Good job. Yes, good boy. He offered it for me that time. I'm going to go one more swipe through. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Kobe. Yes, good boy. So how do we get there? You might be asking. One of the things we do is a little exercise that we use this little table here for. This is called a climb table. And I'm going to have him up on there because it's a stationary place where he doesn't have a lot of space he can move around or anything like that. I'm not going to ask him to do anything specific. He happens to be sitting. That's perfect. Makes it easier for me. But I'm just going to wait for him to do what he's already doing for me. Yes, and I'm going to mark that eye contact with the yes word and then give him a kibble. Now, if he happens to get distracted looking around, I can say his name or make some little kissy noises or something like that to get his focus, but he's doing a pretty darn good job right now. Yes, good boy. He knows what's coming, right? But what happens if I add in some distraction? What do you think? I'm going to have Chuck over here distract him a little bit.
Oh, what a
Kobe. Yes, good boy. So as soon as he turns his eyes back to me, I'm going to mark that, right? Kobe. Yes, good boy. So even though Chuck was here petting Kobe, which is a huge distraction, he was willing to give me that eye contact, and I marked it with that yes, okay? So time for our golden ticket person. Who's our golden ticket number 1?
Come on up.
Come on up. So this is an example of what it might be like in team training, okay? So these dogs are used to working for us, the trainers. But what happens when we have a complete stranger come in for them to work, right? So we use this exercise as a simple exercise to help them divert their focus from us to the new person. So you can go ahead, and as soon as he puts his eyes up to your eyes, we'll wait for the food until after you get that yes in. So go ahead and yes. Perfect. Nice. All right, so we'll wait. Go ahead and take your hand off the bait bag so he doesn't know what's coming. Yes. Perfect. Nice. We want to make sure we get that nice crisp yes in there. So you can say his name if you need to. Yes. Nice job. Perfect. Now I'm going to come in with a little distraction. What do you think, buddy? Hi. What do you think? Kobe. Yes. Right. Why do you think he was looking at the bait bag? Yeah, because I hit my hands were in there. So let's try that one more time. Kobe. Yes. Good job. Yay. Thank you to our golden ticket number 1. Yay. Release. Actually, release. Yep.
Was that not impressive or what? That's exactly what would happen in the first 2 days of team training as the dogs get to know and bond with the new recipients of their dogs. Next up, we have Stephanie. Stephanie will be showing us the ins and outs of our retrieve. And our retrieve is where the dogs will pick up different items off the ground for our graduates. It could be keys, it could be pens, or even cell phones. So Stephanie, take it away.
Hello, you guys. Thank you, Chuck. My name is Stephanie, but more importantly, this beautiful creature is Tessa, and she is going to be helping me show you guys a little bit more about our formal retrieve. The formal retrieve is a skill that's probably most requested by our graduates and most used by our graduates. So like Chuck said, the dog will pick up a dropped item off the ground for their graduate. But what we're going to show you today is one step further. So a lot of our graduates might have limited mobility or limited dexterity in their hands. And so when a dog picks up a dropped item, we need the dog to be able to bring that item to their handler so that they can take the item from the dog. Tessa, sit. Good girl. So what we call those are our deliveries. So we have a couple different ways that our dogs can deliver a dropped item to their graduate. So what Tessa is going to demonstrate tonight is one of our deliveries on our beautiful Kate. Good girl. Tessa, sit. Beautiful. Good. Tessa, get. Atta girl. Cupcake, good girl. Okie dokie. Do you want to move up a little, please? Thank you. Good. Tessa, sit. Good girl. Lap. Atta girl. Beautiful. Good. Hold. Good girl. Give. Good. Good girl. So as you can see, that makes the item right in front of Kate, so it's very easy for her to take from the dog. As you can see, the dogs typically love these interactions too, so they're not only used for delivering dropped items, it could be a great way to interact with the dogs, to maybe put on their equipment or check, for health-related stuff, check their ears, eyes, teeth, all that fun stuff. So our deliveries have a lot of great purposes that we use them for. Kate, oh, thank you. That's okay. So, as we're talking about tonight, the golden ticket, right? How do we get there? That's our finished product with all the fancy deliveries and bells and whistles. But it starts with that simple retrieve where they pick up an item and go into a sit. So that is how we start. Tessa, sit. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Tessa sit. I'm going to place the dumbbell directly in front of her since she's going to be the one getting it. And then I'm going to say that cue, get. And then she'll get the dumbbell. Good girl. Good. Get. Yeah, good girl. Sit. Beautiful. And so she puts herself into a sit. I told her sit. And then I'm going to put my hands on the dumbbell and say give, which tells her she can release it. Give. Yes, good girl. Wow, good job. Yay, Tessa. Good. So who is lucky ticket number 2? Come on up. Welcome, welcome. This is Tessa. Good girl. So we'll have you come up here, give you a little room. Yeah, exactly. So you can pet her, say hi to her, give her a couple kibbles so she gets to know you. Because we're going to ask her to do some pretty tough stuff right now with a new person. She says, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, she said, yeah. You're falling for the fur. We all do that. Tessa, come here. Tessa, come here. Good girl. So you can sit facing this, stand facing this way. Yeah. You stand right there, Tessa. Okay, you're gonna hold her leash. All right. And here is your dumbbell. Okay. Whenever you're ready, you're gonna put it right in front of her and you're gonna say, Tessa, get. Nice. Place it on the floor. Good. Get. Say, Tessa, get. Tessa, get. There you go. Yeah. Yay! And then you put your hand on the dumbbell and say, give. Good. And then give her a kibble. Kibble, yeah. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes we have to say their name because she's like, me get or you get. So Tess, yeah. She's like, you go for it. Yeah. Do you want to try it one more time? Yeah, sure. You warmed her up. Sorry, am I blocking? That's okay. Yeah. So she's, I'm excited. Yeah. Good. Give. Yay! Excellent. A+ to both of you. You did so good. Yeah, you can love on her. Yes. She worked hard. Right? Yeah. She's like, awesome. Very good. Thank you. Yay! Yay!
Thank you, Stephanie. It is truly remarkable how these dogs are working for individuals that they haven't even met before and how we're making that transition happen here tonight, even after their bedtime. It is late for these dogs. All right. Next, we have Amy Kay. And Amy Kay is going to be showing us the ins and out of push. Push may seem like a simple command where the dog touches their nose to an object, but it can be used in so many different ways. It can help with occupational therapy, physical therapy, or pushing closed drawers and push plates. Amy, take it away.
Righty, release, girly. Early, sit. Good girl. Hello, everybody. I am Amy, and this here with me is Miss Erlene, and she is going to help me demonstrate the push command. So like Chuck said, our graduates use push for the dogs to push closed doors, drawers. They can push plates to open doors. We use the push command to teach the dogs to turn on and off lights. In therapeutic settings, the dogs can push a ball back and forth to play a game with a recipient. For a lot of our kids, we have the dog push or nudge someone's leg or hand to interrupt self-stimming behaviors. And so push is a cue that we teach these dogs from start to finish while they are here in professional training. So we're going to show you the finished product first and then show you how we got there. So I'm going to have Erlene push close this drawer first. All right, girly. Sit. Good girl. Push. Yes, good girl. Woo! Good job. So as soon as that drawer is totally closed, I mark with that yes marker word to let her know that that behavior is complete. This drawer is easy because it's right at her nose level, right? So that's pretty obvious. But what if I had a hard time bending all the way down to push that lower drawer closed? Do you guys think she can do that? Yeah. You do? That's pretty hard. You ready? All right, girly. They think you can do it. You ready? Erlene, push. Yeah. Yeah. Go, girl. Go. Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo! That's amazing! Pretty cool. So how do we teach these dogs to use their nose to push all these different types of things? This right here is the dog's golden ticket, okay? This little piece of black tape. This is what we call a target stick. So we start with these dogs by presenting this right in front of their nose. The second their nose touches this, what do you think we tell them? Yes. Yes, food, right? We do it again. Yes, food. Yes, food. Yes, food. Until they're like, I'm going to keep doing this. This is the best game ever. Then we make it a little bit harder. We make them break out of their sit, take a couple steps to use their nose to push it. Once they've got this down, then we can take the target and put it on a door, put it on a drawer. This little piece of black tape you can put anywhere, and the dog will generalize that push behavior, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate what this looks like. You ready, Miss Erlene? Ready? Yes, good girl. The second her nose touches it, yes, and then kibble. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Wow, that's pretty cool. So we'll do a couple nice and close. Yes, good girl. And then we'll see if we can get her to take a couple steps towards it. Yes, wow. She's a moving machine. Chompa, chompa, chompa. You ready? Yes, good girl. Pretty cool. All right, I need golden ticket number 3. Woo! Come on up. Good girl. Are you excited? Yeah, good girl. Good girl. All right, I'm going to have you come on up and face the cameras. Excellent. And I'm going to give you the target stick, and you're going to start by just presenting it nice and close to her face. Yes, and then kibble. Make sure you get, yeah, perfect. Do that again, nice and close to her nose. Yes, good. Now let's see if she can go a little bit further out. So you can put it to the side of her. So make sure her hand's not in the bait bag, otherwise she's just going to look at the food. Yes, nice. Woo, let's do one more just like that. Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. All right, do you want to see if she'll push close the drawer for you? Yes. All right, I'm going to hand you the leash. I'm going to take your target stick, and you can walk right on up over here. And as soon as you get to the drawer, you're going to tell her push. Take it away. Erlene.
Erlene, push.
Woo! Excellent job. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Excellent work. Good girl, Erlene.
Thank you, Amy and Arlene. And thank you to the volunteers for so courageously coming up here. Not only are you guys getting to see this sneak peek of the process of how we train the dogs, but you're also getting to see an instructor live in action coaching someone new to this and how they have to, one, make it fun and make it positive experience for the person learning how to work with their new dog. Next, we're going to have Kate come up, and Kate is going to demo a unique part of Canine Companions, and it's the sound work for our hearing dogs. Kate, take it away.
Hey, make some noise for Capri. Capri. So it is past Capri's bedtime, but she has agreed to demonstrate what she's been doing. So the hearing program is a little bit different than the other dogs we've just demonstrated. So Capri has one job only, but she has to be really, really good at it. She has to alert an individual who is deaf or hard of hearing to a sound in the environment, whether she's sleeping, whether she's playing, whether she is getting cuddled, whatever the case may be, she has to, hopefully, alert that person to the sound in the environment. So I'm going to demonstrate using this little doorbell. It's behind the podium. I'm just going to casually ring it, and I'll let you know. We'll see if she does it, but she's going to alert me to this sound and then bring me to the source of that sound. Yes, good girl. Nice job. So she alerts me to the sound, right? But if I was deaf or hard of hearing, I might not be able to locate the source of that sound by myself. So once she alerts me, I'm going to ask her what? What? Yes, beautiful. Yeah. Good girl, Capri. Beautiful. So that was a setup, right? I've practiced that a bunch of times tonight already with Capri. When she goes home, though, it's not going to be as predictable as that. So we train them to alert really persistently. We want them to, yeah, good girl. We want them to be able to wake us up in the middle of the night, really keep on alerting us until we say, okay, what? And so we teach that using that push command. We teach them to target our thighs, and we use 5 sounds here on campus. So we get them to understand that game. Once they're ready, we invite students out to team training. So these students are going to come, learn the game, learn how to work with their dogs, and they're coming with their own ideas of how they want to use these dogs to alert them to various sounds in their environment. So some of them will use the dogs to alert them to a faucet being left running, their name being called, a baby crying, dropping your keys out of your pocket. People get really creative with how they utilize this one task. So I'm going to have our volunteer number 4 come on up. All right. Yeah, come on up. I can take this. Oops, Capri, watch where you're scooting, girl. So, do you guys notice how fixated on me Capri is? I've been giving her kibble, exclusively myself. I've been giving her kibble for 6 months straight. So this is one of the things about a team training that we really have to work on is we have to teach the dogs, I'm standing right here, but they're going to have to alert to someone else. So what I'm going to have you do is engage with her, get to know her a little bit. This is Capri. Yeah, give Capri some love. She says, give me a cookie, please. So you can give her a cookie. Yeah, go ahead and give her a cookie. She's a good girl. All right. So we're warming her up. We're getting her attention off of me. Yeah. So this is something we do in team training is we build that bond. And so what we're going to do... What a ham. All right, so. Oh, good girl, Capri. So what I'm going to have you do first is warm her up with that alert. So I'm going to have you tell her alert, and you're going to pat your thigh like this. Keep your hand in a fist. Capri, you just wait, okay? Tap your thigh and tell her alert.
Alert. Good girl.
Yeah. So give her that cookie. She needs that cookie. Good. So tell her one more time.
Alert.
Nice job. Good. Let's do one more.
Gentle.
Tell her.
Alert. Yes.
Nice job. All right, so that's the first piece is the alert. The second piece is bringing us to the sound. So she is not used to doing this in a wheelchair. This is not something that we've practiced with her because our upcoming students, none of them are using power chairs. So this is going to be a really good learning curve for her. I have no idea if she'll do it. We'll find out. Okay? So, yeah. So what I want you to do next is take her over to where that doorbell is and tell her what. So I'm going to have you lead her right over to this doorbell.
Do we want a leash?
Nope, she's free. Okay. So we're pretending we're in our home environment. So you take her right over to that doorbell and she's with you, right? Oops, Capri. That way. Yes, good job, she did it. Nice. Yeah, so you'll go right up to the doorbell and you'll tell her what? Yes. So when she puts her nose on the doorbell, she's saying, it's coming from right here. So we'll tell her yes and give her a cookie. Yes. There you go.
Gently.
Good. All right, ask her one more time. What?
What? What?
Yes. Beautiful. All right. So now we have the two pieces of the equation, and we're going to put it together. So I'm going to have you come and face the audience again. Capri, good girl. Nice job. You stay right there. All right? So I'm going to sound the doorbell. You're going to tell her alert. Okay? I'm going to get her attention over towards you. Yes. Good. Give her a cookie.
Yes.
Nice job. And the next time, you're going to ask her, what? She's like, I don't have to go over there. Yes! Good girl! Good. Good, and you can give her that kiss. She's right there. Right there. Nice job. Beautiful. Awesome job. Good job, Capri. Nice job. Capri. All right, really good job. You're off the hook now. So you see there's a lot of little pieces that we kind of have to teach the dogs and the humans how to work through so that they can go home with these dogs and train them to alert them to sounds that are going to be specific to their environment around their home. All right, give Capri another round of applause. That was so good. Yeah. Good girl.
Kate, that was truly amazing. Good job in training Capri. That was a situation Capri has never been set up for. And the persistence and the desire to do the work and follow through under a set of circumstances that were completely new for her in front of 100+ people truly is a testament to what these instructors do. So thank you, thank you. So that was a quick glimpse of the behind the scenes of what you see as finished products and how we get there. There's so much more that goes into it that we possibly couldn't fit into one evening. I was doing a little fact searching on Google, so everything I found must be true because Google said so. But I noticed that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, they actually stopped making Willy Wonka bars in 2010. Pretty sad, right? I don't know if you knew that or not. Google said it, so it must be true. They said lack of poor sales is what caused them to stop. Think about that. We don't want the magic in this room to ever stop. We don't want what happened here to quit. That's where it's our donors, our volunteers, our puppy raisers, our instructors, our staff, everyone in this community is so important to preserving what we do for the future generations that are going to need these dogs, that are going to want these dogs, right? So let's not let that slip our minds. And I do have a challenge and I have an ask that if you saw something here that touched you, and trust me, you're going to hear some stories a little bit later. It's going to touch you and it's going to move you. Share it. Let's grow. Tell someone. Bring a neighbor. Bring a friend. Grow the Heritage Society for us. Thank you guys, and you all have a very good evening.
Oh, wow. I don't know how I can follow that. Thank you again so much, Chuck, Amy, Kate, and Stephanie, and all of our amazing dogs and professional training for that awesome demonstration. So we are so fortunate to have two of our graduates here this evening who are willing to share their story and talk about how their service dogs have made a difference in their lives. First, I'd like to welcome Lynn with her service dog, Catherine. So Lynn and Catherine graduated 1 year ago in November of 2021. I was so fortunate to be at Lynn's graduation. And Catherine is actually Lynn's second service dog from Canine Companion. So Lynn?
Okay, I've been told that there's no mic in the room, so I'll try to talk loud. I tend to have a very soft voice, so if you can't hear me at any point and you want to, just raise your hand and I'll try to talk a little louder. Okay. They asked me to come and talk to you, and I said, well, what am I supposed to talk about? And they said, tell us what Catherine does for you. And I know you've just heard all the wonderful stories about all the daily living things that the dogs do for us. She opens and closes doors and drawers. She pulls the laundry basket from one room to the other. She picks up numerous things I drop every day. And she does so much more. So I started thinking, what does Catherine do for me? Let me tell you a little story. I've been in a wheelchair for 38 years. I heard of service dogs, but I didn't think I was handicapped enough to need one. So I had my children, and they got raised, and as children do, they passed and left home. And all of a sudden, I realized that I needed help. So about that time, I had moved into this area, and I saw the signs for Canine Companions and Independence, so I did some research, and I applied for a dog. That was 16 years ago. I got a fantastic black lab. She was, I'm not saying that she replaced the kids, but she, but I was working full time, and I was traveling for my work, and I was traveling for pleasure, and she was just always there. She was energetic, and she was fun-loving, and she just made me laugh. And she was always on the go. Well, time marched on, and I retired, and so did she. As these dogs do, they work hard, and they deserve their rest. Well, little did I know, over 10 years ago, that my husband passed, and 6 months later, Susie passed also. I was depressed. I was scared about what I was going to do in my future, what was going to happen, and then COVID hit. I started ordering groceries online. I started going to my doctor's appointments either on the phone or FaceTiming. I live in a senior community, so there was no social gatherings allowed. They discouraged us even from visiting our neighbors, and that really hit home when my next door neighbor died of COVID. So we learned to isolate ourselves completely. Pretty soon I realized that there was no reason for me to get dressed, and then pretty soon it was no reason for me to get out of bed. And my daughter saw this happening, and she really encouraged me to get another dog, but I really wasn't sure. I'm not sure if she was worried about my physical and mental health, or if she was just tired of picking up stuff for me, but she really wanted me to get a dog. But then one day, she and my granddaughter left for the day, and I accidentally shut the bathroom door behind me. Now, my bathroom is long and narrow. I can't turn the chair around in there, and the door was closed behind me. Before I could panic, luckily, my daughter forgot her cell phone and came back. But that afternoon, I went back online and applied for my second service dog. She's the perfect dog for me. She's, as you can see, she's not real high energy, like my first dog. But she's always there when I need her. She's happy to lay on the foot of my bed, but if I lay there too long, she kind of nudges me and hands me her ball, or runs for the door. I know she doesn't have to go out that many times, but she insists that I need to get up and take her out. We've made doggy and human friends going to the park, and we meet regularly there. When I'm started going back to the gym where I'm trying to swim laps, and she's right at the end of the pool. I know she's cheering me on in her heart, but she looks like she's sound asleep. We take my granddaughter to school every morning, and she's worked really well as far as a tool of kids being able to approach, because somebody in a wheelchair is very scary to kids that have never been around it. They will come talk to me about the dog, and they have all learned, and I hear these little whispers every day, even though we're there every single day. Every day I hear the whispers of, you can't touch her unless she's sitting down, and then you have to ask first. So they're also learning the protocol of how to deal when they see a service dog out in public, and I think that's great. So when I ask, what does Catherine do for me? Well, thanks to this organization, all the wonderful trainers that I think have a little voodoo or something, because they match the perfect dog to the perfect person every time. At least the 2 times I've experienced, it's been perfect. Thanks to the Heritage Group, thanks to all of you that have the interest in the dogs, and what she's done for me, she's given me a life. Catherine? Take a bow. Catherine, bow.
Sparkle! 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 She's the
For those of you who don't know, last year when Catherine was in professional training, her trainer Amy taught her to do sparkle, what you just saw, and she did that at one of our events for our donors. And oh my gosh, that was awesome to see her do that again. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So thanks so much, Lynn, for sharing your story with us. So now I'd like to welcome Cynthia and Leo and his skilled companion, Portia. They graduated. They graduated in February of 2020, and I understand, Leo, that you like to swim, ride horseback, play soccer and basketball, read books, and he also loves to use his iPad. So Cynthia is Leo's mom, but first we're going to hear from Leo.
Share, Portia? Okay, scoot back. Scoot back. Okay, remember, where do we go? Look at your words. Go to your share. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Leo. I am 12 years old. My dog's name is Portia. My dog helps me do hard things like wait in line at the pharmacy, eat at a restaurant, play board games with my brothers, go to my basketball game, soccer game, and horse lessons. Sometimes the world is too loud and too fast for me. I am so happy to have Portia to help me. She also gives the best kisses. Thank you for letting me share Portia with you today.
Good job, Leo.
Thanks, Leo.
You did so good, buddy. Okay, Leo, we're going to go see Miss Nick, okay? Okay, get your words. Okay, come on. Portia, let's go. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Cynthia. I'm Leo's mom and Portia's handler. And I wanted to talk to you about how Leo came into our family, and then how we heard of Canine Companions, and then everything that Portia does for him, which is so amazing. Okay. Sorry about that. My husband and I were foster parents through the County of San Diego for 10 years, and we fostered 19 babies. Yeah. Most of the babies were born drug dependent, so it was called Options for Recovery. So most of our children had very high needs. Of those 19 babies, we adopted 4 forever children. So, and Leo is the oldest. When Leo was a baby, his head wasn't growing right, so we went to the doctor and they ordered MRI and CT scan, and they told us he had something called holoprosencephaly. In a nutshell, it means his brain did not divide properly into 2 hemispheres. They told us that his diagnosis was incompatible with life, and he was only 5 months old. And they told us to take him home and to love him, and that he wouldn't live past 3 years old. And he just had his 12th birthday. It's okay. Oh, you want us to stay? Oh, okay. You want to stay, Leo? Okay, go ahead, have a seat. Okay, you can take him. It's all right. Okay, she can take you to McDonald's. He's like, wait, you're keeping my dog. He's so confused. Okay. So after years of therapies, we did speech, we did physical therapy, we did occupational therapy, we did behavior therapy, we did feeding therapy. We were just therapy. Leo walked just before he was 3 years old, and he was already fitted for a gait trainer, and they told us he would never walk. After he started walking, he started running, he started jumping on the trampoline, and now he plays basketball, he plays soccer, and he rides horses at Rains Therapeutic Horsemanship. So he's very active. Once Leo started kindergarten, we were in a special needs classroom, and that is where we met Dune. Dune was a facility dog. Back then, I had no idea what a facility dog was, a service dog, a skilled companion dog. I had no idea. Leo was my first special needs child. The teachers would send me pictures of Leo, and Leo was touching the dog. Leo was brushing the dog. Leo was laying on the dog. And I thought, wow. Next thing you know, Leo's throwing the ball for the dog. And I thought, my son is following two-step instructions. My son who's nonverbal, my son who's afraid of the world is following two-step instructions with his facility dog. So then I thought, maybe someday a service dog could help Leo. We'll see. Well, I wasn't exactly sure how, but it was kind of just in the back of my mind, and I thought, okay, maybe. So fast forward to, I think it was 2019. We filled out all the paperwork, and we were ready to go to team training. And we got a call, and they said, oh, we had someone cancel at the last minute, and we were wondering if Leo's available. Well, I had 4 foster kids at home. Leo was already adopted, but I had 4 foster kids at home. One was really sick. He was on a respirator machine that would make alarm sounds. So there's no way I could put him in daycare and come here for team training for all those days. So I was so heartbroken that I had to say, we just can't come. I'm so sorry. We really want to. And it really just hurt my heart thinking, am I doing the wrong thing? So my son got stronger, and he got off the machine. And then we got the call for February's training, and we were able to put him into a daycare and come to training. And that's where we met Portia. And they matched Portia with Leo, and we got to work with several different dogs, and Leo would say, no, thank you, all done. He just wasn't feeling it. He wasn't loving it. I'm like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. And everyone's like, trust the system, trust the program, we got it. They brought Portia. It was amazing. It was magic. I kid you not. He's reading books, he was touching her nose, her ears, her feet, and he did not say he was all done. He did not want her to leave. So just coming here, he keeps kissing the dog because he wants you guys to know it's his dog. And I said, don't worry, they're not going to take your dog. So that's why he's so obsessed with kissing her, because we're back here, and he's like, I don't want them to take my dog. So I cannot imagine our life without Portia. Leo is so independent now. We had her maybe about 9 months when he would take the leash and he'd say to try by myself, and he started pointing to himself. And so then I had messaged Shelly and I said, Leo wants his own leash. I mean, when we came to team training, that he wasn't anything like that. He was scared, he was shy, there was no way he was gonna hold a leash. So I held the dog, and then Leo was on this side. And before you know it, Leo's holding the leash. And let me tell you, he asked me, we go to McDonald's, we go to Target, we go to the trampoline park, we go to the library, we go every place you could possibly imagine. He couldn't go to any of those places before without Portia. He would cry, he would hide under his bush, he would cover his ears, he would drop to the ground. And now he wants to go to all those places, and he wants to go with the dog. So he didn't want to leave the dog, as you can see. I also homeschool Leo full time, and I have since 2nd grade. So he's with Portia all day, every day. So Portia works with us on math. So Portia has 6 pieces of kibble. If she eats 2 pieces of kibble, how much does she have left? And he makes the equation. I'm very serious. And we just did, last week we were doing science, and we did the 5 senses. So then we had a stick of cinnamon, a lemon, and a piece of bark. So they each had to smell it, taste it, lick it. Well, Portia really liked the bark. Leo didn't really like the bark. But I'm saying she is involved in everything that we do. So every sporting event, she takes pictures. He has his basketball cards with all his stats on it, and Portia's on there too. So it's just amazing, amazing experience. The pharmacy, Portia, sit. Something people don't think about is when I have a child like Leo, and I go to the pharmacy a lot. They know me as soon as I walk in. Mrs. Davis, okay. Some of his medications are every 2 weeks, some are every month, but they can never line up. So I'm at the pharmacy probably every week. And do you know how hard it is to talk to them about your insurance didn't pay this is 2 weeks worth, giving birth dates, all of this stuff when your son is crying on the ground. Well, we stand in line with Portia, no problem. He pets her, he kisses her. I talk to the pharmacist. He asks the pharmacist their name. The pharmacist asks the dog's name. It's amazing. I used to have to call people and say, can you please meet me in the parking lot so I can go get Leo's medicine? Like, that's how bad it would be. I call my mother-in-law, my husband, anyone. My husband says, please don't make me go because I always get the wrong medicine. I don't get it right and you're upset with me. I don't have to call anybody. Now I just go. I get the text that says your prescription's ready and we just go. It's amazing. What else? Doctor's visits. She goes to all of his doctor's visits with him. She calms him. He got the COVID vaccine. No tears, no screaming, nothing, no crying. The dog was right there. It was amazing. What else? Obstacle courses. Leo has cerebral palsy. Because he has holoprosencephaly, it's not very common, but he does have other things that are more common, like cerebral palsy, autism, global apraxia, gastroparesis. I could go on and on and on, but those things are more common than people hear them. But he does have cerebral palsy, so he's very unsteady with his motor planning. So we make obstacle courses through the house, through the backyard, and Leo and Portia do the obstacle courses every single day. And so then I guess my other kids, I have 3 other children as well, so they're doing the obstacle course as well. And board games. She plays board games with her mouth. She picks up pieces, she drops dice, and everybody thinks it's amazing and they love it. And the kids want to play games with Portia. Can we play games with Portia? Well, if you do all your chores and eat all your food, I guess you can play games with Portia. So, what else? Potty training. The nudge command. In the beginning, Leo wouldn't go to the bathroom when we set the timer. So Portia would nudge him. We would take her into the bathroom, and she would wait. And Leo's like, where's my dog? And guess what? He would come into the bathroom and do his business. So we don't have to use the nudge anymore because now when he hears the timer, he will go into the bathroom. But that was huge because I want to say 85% potty trained. For a 100-pound child, that's an amazing thing that people just don't think about. You think you get to 2 years old and they're potty trained. Well, someone like me trying to deal with Leo in the bathroom alone was a little bit difficult. And Portia was there closing the drawers behind us. She was there getting him into the restroom. There isn't anything that I ask her to do that she doesn't do. I think that covers it. So what I want to say is thank you, Canine Companions, for this amazing, magical gift. Thank you to the puppy raiser, Susan. We call her Portia's grandma. She sends gifts to the boys. She sends gifts to Portia, and she's always Portia's grandma when we Skype. Thank you to all the trainers, and thank you to anyone that makes donations to Canine Companions organization. Being a special needs family can be very isolating and difficult. It truly takes a village, and thank every one of you for being part of Leo's village. We are forever grateful.
Oh, wow. I always have to follow these, and it's so emotional. But I really just want to thank Cynthia and Leo so much, and Lynn for being here tonight and sharing their stories with us. And I'd like to give another thank you and to all of our Heritage Society members and our generous donors who are here tonight. Your support makes it possible for us to continue this important work. So I hope that you can walk away from this evening feeling so happy that you have made a difference in at least these graduates' lives and the graduates that are here with us tonight. So thank you. And I want to thank Chuck and the instructors again, and for giving us a behind-the-scenes look at professional training. And before we leave our virtual audience, I believe our dogs in professional training have something they'd like to say to our virtual attendees.
Everybody, speak.